Hey everybody, we are back again. The exercises that I'm going to go through today, some of you may have never done. And for those of you who have done them, it's definitely been a while, so really pay attention to the video, go through the exercise with me. The word get up is in there, so those of you who are in my Tribe Fit class at the end, I'm pretty sure your eyes just rolled into the back of your head because you didn't enjoy these, but we're breaking it up again, and there's a lot of good value and mobility of shoulders and hips on these, so stick with me, give them a try. Okay, so we have broken a get up into two moves. So I'm going to show you what a full get up is. So a full get up starts from lying on the ground, one knee bent, one arm straight. You sit up to a tall position, hips lift, leg comes all the way underneath with that arm still over your head, and it stands all the way up. And then it goes reverse, down, hand, through, to the ground. So what we're gonna do is break the movement into two parts. Both parts are gonna work on both of our core strength, as well as shoulder strength and mobility, as well as hip strength and mobility. So we're gonna start with the standing portion. So when you see this on your workout, this is called the half get up from a stand. So we're working on the top half. So I have listed left or right, but I'm not that concerned. If you know what I'm referring to as left and right, I'm more concerned that you make sure to do both sides. So if you start with the left side, make sure that you end up starting with right. The way that I like to think about it is if I say left side, I've got the dumbbell in my left hand. This view for you guys, I think. So, dumbbells in my left hand. That arm is going to start overhead. I like to position myself so that I can step back to a mat, because the goal is going to be to get your back knee as low to the ground on a lunge as possible. So for today, I'm going to be stepping back with my opposite leg. So my right leg is going to go back. Then my right hand is going to touch the floor. So from this position with the dumbbell over your head, you should feel like that dumbbell makes a straight line from your ceiling or from your hand through both shoulders to the opposite hand. What naturally is going to want to happen is that dumbbell is going to roll forward or it's going to roll away. I promise you that it is much, much harder on your shoulder if it's not stacked directly over your head. So really try to keep it stacked. You should be able to look right at it, pointing to the ceiling. So from here, we're going to use the core through here, lift back up, squeezing that arm back in, and stand back tall. So again, arm stays over your head. I step back with the opposite leg, lower to the floor. Take that hand down, arm stays pointing at the ceiling. Lift back up nice and strong, and stand. You are fully welcome to do this next to a wall if you're concerned about going all the way down. So from here, I would grab onto that wall and help it lower me down, then drop that hand to the ground. And then you lean onto that wall a little bit to help me back up. So when you switch sides, it's going to be the opposite. So I've got that dumbbell in my right hand. Now my left leg steps back. Nice big reach. Slow control lower. I'm going to reach that hand down, keeping the dumbbell pointed at the ceiling. Use those obliques to lift back up. Arm stays in close to the ears. Press it back up nice and tall. So that is your half get up from a stand. The top half of the get up. So now you're going to go from there, 50 seconds on one side. So take your time. It's all about control, quality of the movement. 50 seconds on one side, and then you're going to go to tempo push-ups. I'm not going to go through the tempo push-up. I'm just going to remind you that tempo refers to the amount of time in each phase. So 3-1-1 is going to be 3 seconds down, a pause at the bottom, and a push back to the top in the best way that you can. But the goal is that we're power, the acceleration on the way back up. Then you're gonna hit your half get up on the other side, and then we'll finish this block with hitchhikers. Some of you may never have done hitchhikers, they may be totally new. So hitchhiker, we are working the back side of our upper body and core on this one. So I'm gonna show you from this view first. Heels back here are gonna squeeze together. So legs are nice and tight, glutes are squeezed, heels are together. Arms are gonna go out to the side. There we go. My thumbs are up at the ceiling, hence the hitchhiker name. So arms are out to the side, directly out from my shoulders and chest. My thumbs are to the ceiling. Forehead goes to the ground. I'm looking at you for the moment so that I make sure I do this right. But forehead is going to be on the ground. If you leave your head up, you will start to feel a pull in the back of your neck. We are not working our neck muscles here. We want to work lower between the shoulder blades and a little bit through the traps, but not the upper neck. So forehead goes down, abs and glutes are nice and tight, everything in the back is squeezed together. We're going to lift the upper body up, squeezing the glutes to lift. So my chest comes off the floor. My glutes are super tight so that my low back is not what's pulling. Chin is relaxed toward the ground. We're going to squeeze between the shoulder blades, lifting as high as you can with the arms. Depending on your flexibility, this may be anywhere from right here to way up behind. The key is that your thumbs stay facing the ceiling. If you rotate your thumbs in or you rotate them back, you're going to change the muscle groups that you're working, and we're looking to work right in the middle. So thumbs stay up to the ceiling, squeeze, release, squeeze, release. So upper body does not move. So heels together, everything is nice and tight. The only thing moving the entire time are those arms. And what you should feel pretty quick is a nice burn through the upper back, between the shoulder blades, maybe the back of the shoulders as well. Okay, moving on to the one that trips a lot of people up. This is our half get up from the floor. So now we're working the first half or the bottom half of this movement. All right, you got one dumbbell again. We're gonna lay back. One leg is straight, the other leg is bent. So what I remember is that the knee that's in the air is the arm that's in the air. Knee in the air, arm in the air. The opposite arm is down by your side. This is your helper arm if you want it. You are fully welcome to lean onto this elbow. So from here, we're gonna sit up, reaching that dumbbell to the sky. All right, this is about the middle of the move. What we're gonna do then is take this hand that's to our outside, lean onto it, and the goal is gonna be to lift the hips just a little bit, back down in a slow, controlled lower. So right back from here again, lean onto that arm if you need it, sit up, plant that hand, lean onto it, lift the hips, back down to the ground. So really important, like we talked about with our half get up from a stand, that the arm with the dumbbell stays pointed at the ceiling the whole time. So whether I'm down on the ground, I'm at the ceiling. When I'm rolling to my side, I'm still at the ceiling. It doesn't come with me. And when I get all the way to the top, it's at the ceiling. I promise you again, if you keep that dumbbell pointed at the ceiling, you will not completely fatigue your shoulder, which is really important. If you let that dumbbell follow you, your shoulder will get tired super fast. And a 3-pound dumbbell will feel like a 20-pound dumbbell over your head. Start light if you've never done these. And feel free to even take a can of beans and work these for the first couple until you know where your arm is supposed to be, because it will make a pretty big difference. Okay guys, so that's our half get up. So all you would do is switch sides. So now my dumbbell is up with my leg that's up, and then it's the same move from there. All right, the only other one I'm gonna talk about is just a single hip bridge. We've all done hip bridges from the ground. No big deal. Only difference is that we're gonna straighten out one leg. So same starting position, my arms are by my side, palms are up to the ceiling. The first thing you do, squeeze those glutes. As you squeeze those glutes, I'm gonna press through my heel and lift, aiming my foot straight up to the ceiling. Your goal is to open those hips as much as you can and back down. You have 30 seconds total, 15 on each side. So try to pay attention to the clock, hit that 15 mark, switch sides, squeeze and lift, and lower. The biggest mistake I see on this is your leg moving around. When the leg moves, you're now using either gravity or momentum to help you execute this move. And we're no longer using glutes and hamstrings, which is what we really want to work. So really make sure you focus on pointing that foot up, almost like you're trying to reach your toes right up to the ceiling and back down. Slow and controlled, but don't rest on the ground. You only have 15 seconds. Your goal is to get at least 10 or so in. So lift it up, pop it down, tap the floor, lift it up. All right, guys, today's a little bit more technical with all the get up stuff, but I promise you that once you do it a couple times, you gotta move through it a little bit faster. They're really good moves for strength through your entire core, wrapped all the way around, plus mobility with the hips and the shoulders. So please take the time to focus on them, and I hope you have a great workout. See you soon.